President William Ruto is in panic after receiving bad news from Kenya after his former Deputy President Rigathi Gashagua attacked him vehemently, attacking him from the angle of protests in Kenya. According to Rigathi Gashagua, he said that the state-sponsored newspaper called The Star had written that Rigathi Gashagua was not, or rather was seen nowhere during the Gen Z maandamano that was widely advertised. However, Rigathi Gashagua has come back with a comeback, telling William Ruto that atulie, mambo bado. Listen to this.
Tufukuza Kasongo. Mimi nataka niseme jambo moja. Nimeona gazeti ya Kasongo naitwa Star. Inaandika ati jana kulikuwa maandamano, Digiji Kalonzo hakuonekana. Sisi bado tangaza maandamano. Mlisikia tukitangaza? Sisi tunapanga maandamano. Na ile maandamano tunapanga sio ile Kasongo amezoea. Ati ya siku mbili watu wanarudi. Ile maneno tunataka kupanga. Kwanza tunataka ihusishe kila mtu. Tutafutane na watu ya Linda Mwananchi. Tutafutane na Gen Z. Tutafutane na United Opposition. Tutafutane na Wakenya tupange vizuri. Number 2, hatutaki tu kuongea mambo ya mafuta. Hii maandamano kwa sababu itakuwa kali. We must put all the issues. Mambo ya mafuta, mambo ya ABC, mambo ya vitambulisho, mambo ya wizi. Na nikwambie Kasongo, wewe ulizoea Raila anafanya maandamano, unaita yeye, unamwingiza kwa serikali, maandamano inaisha. Ile itakuja hakuna mtu utaita atuingize kwa serikali. Ile maandamano inakuja, the demands we make will be met.
So whatever Rigathi Gashagua said today is something that William Ruto should be afraid of. And one thing you should know is that William Ruto is so much afraid of maandamano. He doesn't like anything to call maandamano because for one, it can be gotten rid of. Yeah, it can be, chased away from the seat because, the power remains with the people. Number 2, it gives a bad impression to the out countries. Yeah, that is why William Ruto really doesn't like maandamano. Once you mention anything to do with the protest, anaingiza baridi sana. And remember when Rigathi Gashagua said that what a protest after, if William Ruto does not reduce the cost of fuel, immediately President William Ruto responded asking him whether kufanya maandamano itasaidia kupunguza mafuta. That shows you that he really fears what we call protests or rather demonstrations. Now, Gashagua has told him that right now, in fact even not right now, initially they had not called for maandamano. They said as alternative government that if William Ruto does not reduce the cost of fuel in 7 days, and then they could announce nationwide protests. So akasema kwamba hii The Star, this newspaper, hii ya kufunga nyama is like, they wanted to taint Rigathi Gashagua as a coward. But akamwambia yeye ni kijana ya maumau. And whatever they are planning is so big. It's so big that will force William Ruto ajikunje na akubali kwa yale matakwa yote ambao watakuwa anataka. According to Rigathi Gashagua, anasema kwamba they want to bring all issues affecting Kenyans. It's not only about the fuel hike. It's about all the issues affecting the common mwananchi. They will bring them together so that the people can have the reason why they should demonstrate. And according to him, he'll try to bring all the Kenyans together, all people together to the demonstrations. Reason being, anataka kila mtu achukue responsibility yake so that they demand a better Kenya. And there is something Rigathi Gashagua said that equally everyone is asking. In the 2024 election, maandamanos and the demonstrations, when the Gen Z walikuwa wamekula pilipili, wamewaka, William Ruto alikuwa ameingiza baridi. So when that one happened, Raila Odinga, being an opportunist as he was, he went there to negotiate for the Gen Zs. And that is it brought, or rather it gave birth to the broad-based government, where Raila Odinga benefited by donating some of his people to work in the William Ruto government, na yale maandamano yakakwama. So tentatively Raila Odinga helped William Ruto from being dragged out of the seat in State House. Ilikuwa mbaya when the people break, or rather when people break into parliament, wanachoma parliament. That tells you the intensity of the maandamano. And from that point, I think that is when William Ruto started hating so much demonstrations. Yeah, and whatever now Rigathi Gachagua is saying, is telling William Ruto on the face that there is no Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga is now dead. There is no one you are going to negotiate with. No one is going to take advantage of that as an opportunist so that you can talk at the table, you agree on how to cease fire. This time round ni kubad. I think those are bad news zenye William Ruto amesikia akiwa pale Abu Dhabi. Yeah, and then to make matters worse, Gashagua is saying the demonstrations in Kenya, they are not going to take 2 days. It's not a 2-day thing. It's something that will take a month, a whole month. People will be demonstrating to the point where William Ruto will chicken out, will kneel down and apologize, and so many things will come to normalcy. And that is the point where Rigathi Gachagua is saying that the kind of maandamano they are organizing, the kind of demonstrations he's organizing here in Kenya is something that William Ruto is not expecting and does not even expect any time. There are some things equally said, like incompetence in William Ruto's government. He pointed out a few of individuals who are causing mayhem in Kenya because they hold high seats in Ruto's government. He pointed out Murkomen, the cabinet secretary for internal security, and he said that the maandamano will help smoke him out of the docket. He has been also mentioning the likes of Kimani Ichung'wah. They'll be smoked out with the majority leaders. He mentioned something to do with Raymond Omolo. In fact, he has been mentioning Raymond Omolo so much, saying that he's the one hiring goons to deal with people who don't praise the two-term shenanigans. Yeah? So this is bad news that William Ruto does not want to listen, because when a country is in chaos, that means you're failed as a leader, you're failed as a president, your country is ungovernable. You cannot govern your country so much to reduce the kind of animosity, the kind of disruptions, the kind of unsatisfaction within the people. And another thing also that must keep William Ruto so much terrified is Rigathi Gachagua wants these maandamanos and these demonstrations to be inclusive. Kila mtu aingie kati. Kila mtu. I really don't know how he's gonna do that. I don't know how he's gonna do that or rather manage that, but kwake yeye anasema these maandamano, these demonstrations will be inclusive. Everyone will be in it. Everyone in the country will be in it. And it's easier to bring that in as much as it's hard. Number one, you give the people the reason why they should demonstrate. Like initially, the financial bill, it made people, even those who have never wanted to go to demonstrate, it made them go out to demonstrate because they realized that the clauses that were in that finance bill, they could affect all the people, all the spheres, the enlightened, those who are not enlightened, the employed, the unemployed. It was affecting people across the board. And I think whatever William Ruto and his bloggers are saying is something that is uncalled for, because if they keep pointing at Rigathi Gachagua and then he's going to organize something big in Kenya. Many people are underrating Rigathi Gachagua, but right now there are people who love Rigathi Gachagua not because he is Rigathi Gachagua or because he is Rigathi Gachagua, the one we knew as the deputy president, but because he's the one who is pointing out issues that are affecting Kenyans and is the only one who can point them out directly without mincing words. Don't know what you think, but you can write a comment down there in the comment section. And as always, if you are new here, consider subscribing, liking, and sharing our content. Hit the notification bell so that you can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new